Here are the most recent deaths in the national news, as reported at Legacy.com the first week of March 2023. Legacy.com is where you can find any obituary or publish an obituary in any newspaper in America and beyond. Guitarist Gary Rossington died March 5, 2023 at the age of 71. He was a founding member of the rock band Lynyrd Skynyrd and played on their many hits, including the iconic slide guitar in Freebird. Rossington is being remembered as Lynyrd Skynyrd's last surviving original member. Actor Tom Sizemore died March 3, 2023 in Burbank, California. He died after suffering a stroke and a brain aneurysm at the age of 61. He was a character actor known for roles in many movies, including Heat, Natural Born Killers, and True Romance, as well as a voice role in the video game Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Sizemore is being remembered for performances including his starring role in Saving Private Ryan. Football executive Jerry Richardson died March 1, 2023 at his home in Charlotte, North Carolina at the age of 86. He was the founder and longtime owner of the Carolina Panthers, bringing the NFL to the Carolinas for the first time. Richardson is being remembered as only the second former NFL player to own a team, having played for the Baltimore Colts. Musician David Lindley died March 3, 2023 in Claremont, California. He died after a long illness at the age of 78. He was the longtime guitarist for Jackson Browne, including playing the unforgettable slide guitar solo on Running on Empty. Lindley is also being remembered for recording with artists including Warren Zevon, David Crosby, and Dolly Parton. Activist Judy Heumann died March 4, 2023 in Washington, D.C. at the age of 75. She was a prominent disability rights advocate who worked to make New York City schools more accessible to everyone after she was originally denied a teaching license because of her wheelchair. Heumann is being remembered for her work to get Congress to pass the landmark Americans with Disabilities Act. Musician Michael Rhodes died March 4, 2023 at his home in Nashville, Tennessee. He died of pancreatic cancer at the age of 69. He was a leading bass player in the country music industry, who can be heard on such hits as LeAnn Rimes' How Do I Live and Leanne Womack's I Hope You Dance. Rhodes is being remembered for working with musicians including Kenny Rogers, Elton John, Reba McEntire, and many others. Actor Ted Donaldson died March 1, 2023 of complications from a fall at home at the age of 89. He was a child star of the 1940s and 50s, known for his starring roles on the radio version of Father Knows Best and in the movie A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. Donaldson is also being remembered for starring in the Rusty movies as a boy with a German Shepherd dog. Singer Chuck Jackson died February 16, 2023 in Atlanta at the age of 85. His biggest hit came in 1962 with Any Day Now, one of the earliest songs by Burt Bacharach to be recorded. Jackson is also being remembered for singles including I Wake Up Crying, I Keep Forgettin', and Tell Him I'm Not Home. Actor and bodybuilder Ed Fury died February 24, 2023 at his home in Woodland Hills, California at the age of 94. He was best known for starring in historical fantasy epics, including the Ursus trilogy and Colossus and the Amazon Queen. Fury is also being remembered as a star of 1940s and 50s bodybuilding, a regular at California's Muscle Beach. Actress Sara Lane died March 3, 2023, at her home in Napa, California. She died of breast cancer at the age of 73. She was best known for playing Elizabeth Granger in 4 seasons of the TV western The Virginian. Lane is also being remembered for roles in movies including I Saw What You Did and The Trial of Billy Jack. Brigadier General Theodore Kanamine died March 2, 2023, in Naples, Florida. He died of cancer at the age of 93. In 1976, he became the first Japanese-American active-duty general in the U.S. Army. 34 years earlier, he and his family were imprisoned in a Japanese internment camp in Arkansas during World War II. Kanamine is being remembered for his extraordinary patriotism during a 28-year military career. Author and illustrator Ian Falconer died March 7, 2023, in Rowayton, Connecticut. He died of kidney failure at the age of 63. He wrote and illustrated the beloved Olivia series of children's books. Falconer is also being remembered as a theatrical set and costume designer, as well as an illustrator of covers for The New Yorker. Politician Peterson Za died March 7, 2023, at a hospital in Fort Defiance, Arizona. He died of cancer at the age of 85. He was the first president of the Navajo Nation after they restructured their government from a tribal council in 1991. Za is being remembered for encouraging young Native Americans to further their education. Businessman Tom Love died March 7, 2023, in Oklahoma City at the age of 85. He was the founder of Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores, building a business from a single gas station to hundreds of locations across the U.S. He is also being remembered as a philanthropist who supported educational charities and much more. Love was a U.S. Marine Corps veteran who served for 3 years. Actor and singer Topol died March 9, 2023, in Tel Aviv, Israel. He died after fighting Alzheimer's disease at the age of 87. He starred as Tevye in the movie musical Fiddler on the Roof, as well as playing the beloved character for many years on Broadway and on London's West End. He is being remembered for other musical theater roles as well as for movies including Flash Gordon and For Your Eyes Only. Topol was a veteran of the Israeli Army. Actor Robert Blake died March 9, 2023, in Los Angeles. He died of heart disease at the age of 89. Blake got his start as a child actor playing Mickey in the Our Gang series and went on to star in movies including the true crime classic In Cold Blood. His career is most widely remembered for his starring role in the 1970s detective show Baretta. In 2001, Blake was accused of killing his wife. He was acquitted of criminal murder charges, but was later found liable in a civil wrongful death trial. At Legacy.com, any family can publish an obituary in honor of a loved one's memory, online and in local newspapers everywhere. Just visit Legacy.com and select your local community. Every week in the United States, flags are lowered to half-staff to honor the lives of Americans whose communities are mourning their loss. Here are the most recent half-staff memorial flag honors. Flags on the Navajo Nation have been lowered to honor the memory of First President of the Navajo Nation, Peterson Za. Flags in Indiana have been lowered to honor the memory of Master Trooper James R. Bailey and Vanderburgh County Sheriff's Deputy Asan Hacker, both of whom died in the line of duty. Flags in Indiana have also been lowered to honor the memory of the former mayor of Tell City, Bill Goffinett. Flags in South Dakota have been lowered to honor the memory of former Representative Jack Billion. Flags in Michigan have been lowered to honor the memory of Paw Paw firefighter Ethan Quillen, who died in the line of duty. Flags in Idaho have been lowered to honor the memory of former Governor Phil Batt. Flags in Illinois have been lowered to honor the memory of police officer Andres Vasquez Lasso of the Chicago Police Department. Flags in Nevada have been lowered to honor the memory of the lives lost in the care flight accident. This week also marks several notable anniversaries. 35 years ago this week, actor, singer, and drag performer Glenn Milstead, better known as Divine, died at the age of 42. He starred in movies including Pink Flamingos and Hairspray. 50 years ago this week, musician Ron Pigpen McKernan died at the age of 27. He was a founding member of the Grateful Dead and the band's original frontman. 60 years ago this week, singer Patsy Cline died at the age of 30, along with musicians Cowboy Copas and Hawkshaw Hawkins. Her enduring hit songs include Crazy, I Fall to Pieces, and Walkin' After Midnight. 110 years ago this week, abolitionist Harriet Tubman died at the age of 90 or 91. She is legendary for escaping slavery, guiding dozens of other enslaved people to freedom, and fighting for the Union Army as an armed scout and spy. Musician Andy Gibb was born 65 years ago this week. He died in 1988, 35 years ago this week, at the age of 30. His number one hits of the 1970s included Shadow Dancing and I Just Want to Be Your Everything. Actress Lynn Redgrave was born 80 years ago this week. She died in 2010 at the age of 67. She was nominated for an Academy Award for her performance in Georgie Girl. Singer and songwriter Lloyd Price was born 90 years ago this week. He died in 2021 at the age of 88. The Rock and Roll Hall of Famer was known for 1950s hits including Personality and Lawdy Miss Clawdy. TV personality Ed McMahon was born 100 years ago this week. He died in 2009 at the age of 86. He was Johnny Carson's longtime sidekick, as well as the host of TV shows including Star Search and TV's Bloopers and Practical Jokes. There are many more celebrity anniversaries this week, and we pay tribute to them in our new Tuesday video series, Death Anniversaries and Birthdays. You can read more about the lives of the people featured in this video on Legacy.com. You can also follow Legacy.com on Facebook and subscribe to our channel on YouTube to stay up to date on national news deaths.